Gary, why aren't you outside enjoying the party?
Hey, Michelle. It's this heartburn. When it hits, it really hits hard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's it. I've had it. I'm gonna kick acid with Rolaids.
Rolaids Advanced goes to work instantly for powerful relief of your worst heartburn, bloating, and gas.
Wow, you're packed fast.
Yeah, I feel much better. Now this is a party.
Kick acid and gas with Rolaids Advanced.
Growing your own vegetables is quicker and easier than you think. If you think big, as in big 1-gallon Bonnie veggies and herbs from the Home Depot. Right now, a special buy it 3 for just $12. They start bigger, so they produce a harvest faster. And for proven success, you can't pick better plants than Bonnie's. 1-gallon Bonnie veggies and herbs. Right now, 3 for just $12. Only at the Home Depot. More saving, more doing. While supplies last, selection varies by store, U.S. only.
It feels good to finish projects around the home, and the friendly folks at Big Joe True Value can help you get the job done right. Deals right now include rolls of Scotch Blue painter's tape, skinny width $2.99, middle width $4.99, and fat width $5.99. Scott 200 rags in a box just $9.99. And enjoy time outdoors with Four Seasons Verona outdoor stacking chairs, only $16.99 each. Behind every value, there's a true value. Big Joe, just off Cerrillos at Siler in Santa Fe. BigJoeTrueValue.com.
Your church, your school, your lawyer, your favorite restaurant, they all have something in common. They all rely on Krumbacher, the only company that serves all of your technology needs for IT, voice over IP phones, and copiers. Our professional IT and copier technicians are the best in the business. Nonprofits and businesses alike choose Krumbacher because they know they can count on us to keep their networks stable and secure, maintain their copiers, and save them money on lost productivity. Krumbacher, because professionalism matters. Find us at crubsy.com.
Your Sunday morning dose of reality is now. Open your mind to Santa Fe's non-GMO, purely organic source of common sense. This is Call to Reason with your host, Loveless Johnson III, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me. I wish I could say all the things that I should say. Say 'em loud, say 'em clear for the whole round world to hear. I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart. Remove all the bars.
Good morning, world. Good morning, Santa Fe. You're right here on Call to Reason with Loveless and Beth, America's reality talk radio. Beth is on vacation this week, over all the way in Spain, but I am here with you, ever faithful, ready to transform the world and talk about what's going on with this crazy, crazy, crazy country in which we're living right now that seems to be, for most of us, completely, and entirely upside down. Folks, it's 64 degrees this morning. Beautiful, yet very overcast and cloudy Sunday morning. It looks like we're going to have a high of 72 here today. And there's like an 80% chance of rain. So we may finally get a little bit more spring rain, late spring rain here in Santa Fe, and Lord knows we need it. So we'll look forward to that. We're moving on up to highs in the 90s. High of 72 today, but by midweek we'll be at 88 and 90 degrees. We want to send out our well wishes to everyone who is dealing with the Ute fire up here in New Mexico. It's really, really, really bad. And we're praying for those properties and those families, and we hope everyone will be okay. Folks, we'll jump right into it, though. This is yet another big week of news, a lot going on. There's some new developments with North Korea. There are trade wars escalating all over the country and all over the world. China apparently is now rallying countries to work together against the United States on the trade war. So once again, a pretty bad idea coming out of the White House is going to impact us all very negatively. And the reality of that, folks, is that's exactly what's happening. We cannot win a trade war with China and Europe combined. Think about that. Think about how reliant we are on moving our goods to those countries, and think about how much of their stuff we consume. Sure, we can tariff all we want, but as soon as those reciprocal tariffs are put into place and the cost of everything that we want starts to go up, I don't think, again, that cuts into your tax cut. It cuts into your bottom line. But who it helps are the corporations that, benefited from the tax cut, who are apparently not quite sharing it the way that it was projected they would. And by the way, folks, let's keep in mind that very tax cut has put us on a fiscal pathway to borrow a new $1 trillion every 6 months now. I'd hardly call that fiscally responsible. The way my parents paid the bills when I was growing up, you essentially put out as much money and actually not even a penny more than what you actually had in the bank. Wouldn't that be cool if we as a nation did that? If we rolled up our sleeves and balanced the checkbook of the country, much the way Bill Clinton and Newt Gingrich did when Democrats and Republicans were still adults and knew how to work together. We gotta be demanding more from these elected officials, because as you know, folks, I could care less and have great disdain for Democrats and Republicans equally. I think they're all corrupt. I think they are all corrupt. I think they all are bought and paid for by corporate America. I think they all care more about their political party and keeping their job than they do about this country at all. Because being a member of Congress or a politician, really, the only job you have once you get elected is to stay elected. So all you do is run to keep your job. And nowadays it's gotten so bad that governing is kind of an afterthought. Who cares about governing? Who cares about governing? Who cares about balancing the budget? Who cares about fiscal responsibility? Who cares about ensuring that our entire society is okay? Not just the wealthy, but everyone, because we are in one America. This is, last time I checked, the United States of America, which means everyone needs to be okay, not just the wealthy. And so at what point do we begin to enforce that? At what point do we begin to say, look, we're not going to take it anymore? We'll talk a lot more about that during the show, because we do have some ideas about things we can do to start restoring the balance of justice here in America. We're going to talk a lot more about what's happening with the Democrats in Congress. You see, earlier this year, everyone was so excited, and just like in 2016, when we just all assumed that Hillary Clinton was going to trounce Donald Trump. I even recall in the debate, Hillary smugly, just kind of walked away from something stupid Trump said, like, oh, wow, I've got this. This is in the bag. We all just knew it was in the bag for Hillary Clinton. Woke up the day after Election Day with a serious hangover, realizing that we were grossly mistaken. And, folks, I can tell you, this whole talk earlier this year about this phenomenal blue wave that was about to occur, and the Democrats are going to just take the House and the Senate, and it's going to send a clear signal to everyone. No, folks, let me tell you what's really happening. The Democrats are weak. They're lame. They have no message. They have no real plan. All they want to do is complain about what's happening with Trump. They think just saying no Trump is the way to win an election. They don't realize that that's not the way to win. And they're not going to win in November. This whole, talk of a blue wave sweeping the country and is going to take Congress back. Folks, do not assume that is the case unless you decide to get up and do something about it. Because let me tell you something. Those cuckoo for Cocoa Pop creeps who support the white supremacist agenda of Donald Trump and who as an electorate have simply one issue, which is white supremacy, preserving, protecting, expanding white supremacy and white privilege. That is the only thing they care about. So that base, they are rabid, they're enthusiastic, they're fervent, they're very zealous, and they will be at the polls in November. They'll be in the polls every November until Donald Trump divorces Melania, marries a black woman, joins the Black Panther Party, and denounces racism publicly. They're going to be with him. Until that day, they are going to be with him, and they are going to vote consistently. The only way to get rid of this madness is for all of the rest of us who are not crazy cult member kooks to simply go vote and vote for someone who's not following that radical, racist, white supremacist agenda that harms everyone in America, no matter their color, y'all. We've got a lot more to talk about. If you want to call in and be a part of the conversation, it's easy. Just dial 505-424-1260, 505-424-160. If you want to be on camera with me on Facebook or Instagram, let me know. We'll put you in, bring you into the conversation. We're taking calls today, and we hope to get some. We'll be back right on the other side of the break. Y'all stay tuned right here on Call to Reason on Talk 1260 and 103.7. KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk Leader, 8:16 a.m., and we'll be right back.
Street life, but you better not get old. Street life, or you're gonna feel the cold. There's always love for sale, a grown-up fairy tale. Prince Charming always smiles.
Stay tuned for more Call to Reason, Santa Fe's Common Sense Checkpoint, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk Leader.
I'm Matthew Jackson, and I'm running for District Court Judge, Division 5. I'm asking for your vote because I want to serve you. As your next district judge, I will use my experience as an Assistant Attorney General and in private practice to serve our community with honesty, integrity, and compassion. I'm Matthew Jackson, and I'm asking for your vote on June 5th.
Paid for by the Committee to Elect Matthew Jackson. Scott Fuquay, Treasurer. Vote MatthewJackson.com.
Hi, Deborah Fritz here. I would like to invite you to my new project in the Santa Fe Rail Yard. Friday, June 8th, the grand opening of Gallery Fritz, a dynamic new contemporary art space. Join us for performance, drinks, and DJ Jan as we christen my new 5,000 square foot space on the corner of Guadalupe and Paseo de Peralta. I look forward to welcoming you to my new gallery, Gallery Fritz, on June 8th.
Looking to increase your earning power, advance your career, get a better job? Go for your bachelor's or master's degree now and take your classes close by in Midtown Santa Fe. Stop by the Santa Fe Higher Education Center open house on Wednesday, June 6th from 4 to 7 o'clock. Check out your options at New Mexico Highlands University, Northern New Mexico College, University of New Mexico, and Santa Fe Community College. The Small Business Development Center staff will be there too, Wednesday, June 6th, 4 to 7 p.m. at 1950 Siringo Road, across from Santa Fe High. See you there, Santa Fe Higher Education Center. 4 schools, 1 Midtown location.
On Thursday, June the 7th, join the Santa Fe Chamber of Commerce for a stellar evening of great music, food, and drinks at the 13th Annual Business Awards Gala at the Santa Fe Jet Center hangar. Awards will be presented to outstanding local businesses on behalf of the Chamber, Daniels Insurance, Century Bank, the City of Santa Fe Community College, and Santa Fe Professional Business Women. The theme is Old Hollywood Glam, so dress to impress. Tickets are $45 available at SantaFeChamber.com or at the Chamber office. That's the Jet Center Hangar on Thursday, June 7th at 5:30.
Night pre-flight 0 hour 9 a.m. and I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to.
Welcome back, everyone, to Call to Reason. You're right here with host Loveless Johnson III. Beth is on vacation this week, traveling to Spain. We want to send her well wishes on a safe trip and fun time in Europe. We've got a caller who's calling in today. Candy is here with us to talk about a little local politics. Candy, welcome to Call to Reason.
Yeah, good morning. How are you this morning, Loveless?
I am well. Tell me what's going on. There's a big local election here in New Mexico where the Democrats and Republicans are having their primaries on Tuesday, and there's a heavily contested governor's race here on the Democratic side, at least, between Congresswoman Michelle Lujan Grisham, State Senator Joe Cervantes, and the person who ought to win, Jeff Apodaca. What do you think about that race, Candy? And give us a prediction and tell us what's happening on Election Day.
Well, first of all, I don't believe in polls, okay? And if you look at all those three candidates, just like you were saying earlier in your talk show, that when these U.S. Congress people are in there, they are bought and sold. They're like corporate America. They're like the corporatists. They're kind of like Hillary Clinton. You know, it's like Hillary Clinton has just handed over her crown to Michelle Lujan Grisham kind of thing. And she has spent this 6 years just running, just raising money and forgetting about governing, just like you said. Also, recently, I found out about an interesting website. Here in Las Vegas, I was at Montezuma Hot Springs last week, met someone from Kentucky, and he let me know of this website that you can check for any U.S. congressperson. And let me give you this website. It's WWI, the letter I, oncongress.com. This is a website that was designed to have transparency for all of our representatives in Congress. It'll show you when they voted, how they voted, if they were absent, and it will show you all of their financial contributions.
So I will repeat that for everyone. It's I on Congress, the letter I, on Congress.com or .org?
.com.
.com. So y'all check that out. Make sure that if you're registered to vote and haven't already, you get to vote, because it's very important, no matter who you vote for, that you vote. Without us as citizens holding these folks accountable through our votes, we will never get what we deserve. And guess what? Citizen action not only matters, it's critical. There are a couple of parties down in Albuquerque for various candidates on Tuesday. I know Jeff Apodaca's having a celebration at the Hotel Albuquerque. So you guys check it out and be there if you support Jeff Apodaca. You can find out where all the other parties are as well. Candy, I appreciate you being here, and I hope that you and what you're doing inspires many, 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 many people to get out and vote on Tuesday. It's very critical because the way the Democrats are going right now, it looks like they're going to do everything they can to help elect Steve Pearce as the next governor. And just like the Democrats of the National Democrats did everything they could to help Donald Trump become the president, they are repeating their mistakes. And I tell you, they're going to end up helping Steve Pearce become governor of New Mexico. And that may or may not be a bad thing. It just depends on how you look at it. But I can tell you, they're not going to get the results they're looking for by ramming Michelle Lujan Grisham down everyone's throat the way they have been with their corrupt process. They're going to
I'm in complete agreement.
They're going to get the same result that the National Democrats got. And I cannot believe New Mexico is so stupid to repeat that same mistake, so close to the original mistake. Just happened 2 years ago. And now here come these New Mexico Democrats doing the same thing, really, really, really being unfair and just cheating for Michelle and screwing Joe Cervantes and Jeff Apodaca in the process. And what they're screwing New Mexicans in the process. But anyway, I got to go to commercial break. I really appreciate you calling in, Candy. Want to encourage everybody to vote on Tuesday. And look for Candy down at the Hotel Albuquerque when she's going to be there celebrating with Jeff Apodaca and all those folks. Thank you, Candy, again for calling in. Call a Reason.
Thank you, and get out and vote. Rock the vote, everybody. Rock it.
There you go. All right, y'all. We if you have a call, if you want to call in, that's 424-1260. We do have a primary here in New Mexico, and it is Tuesday. So we hope that everyone will get out to vote and be a part of the solution, because citizen action, folks, indeed not only matters, it's critical. And without it, we are going to continue to get mediocre results that we've been getting for just about all my life and most of our lives. But, folks, this is still today, according to the Constitution. It seems to be popping up and everyone loves the Constitution so much. Well, guess what? It says that this is a government of, by, and for the people. The of and by is us, y'all. And that means we have to be out here doing our part to hold this government accountable, to hold all governments accountable. So we're going to take a short commercial break, and then we're going to talk specifically about how we can be in action. There's some things going on in America that seem to keep happening over and over and over again, patterns, if you will, setting up, and we allow these patterns to continue, folks, because we simply do not take action. Or we're intimidated and we feel like maybe the action we must take is too big for us to take. But I can tell you there's something we can do to turn around a very disturbing trend happening in America right now if we simply take action together in the most simplest of ways. I'm going to tell you all about just how to do that on the other side of the break. And when we come back, we're going to jump in more into some of the domestic affairs that have been happening that have really been disturbing me. There have been so many distraction stories constantly in the news cycles here that it's been hard to keep up with what's going on. But we're going to unpack a few things you may or may not know about, but you definitely should. And when we come back, we'll give you not only that, but a plan of action for what you can do. Y'all stay tuned to Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC, Santa Fe's news talk leader. You're on Call to Reason. You're with Loveless, and I will be right back.
When I was a boy in school, learning the golden rule, I had a crush on my teacher. She was a beautiful creature. When I look at kids today, I think of how we used to play. She taught all us boys and girls this little song about the real, real world. She said, now class, if it will, it will. And if it won't, it won't. If it does, it does. Yeah. Some days are good, some bad, you know. That's the way it goes. Give the wheel of life a spin. See where it lands.
Welcome back to Call to Reason, everybody. You're right here with your host, Loveless Johnson III. Beth is on vacation today. She's off in Spain. Our common sense conservatives are on vacation, so it's just me, old school. But I think we can handle it. Okay, folks, we're going to jump right back into the previous discussion. And we're going to take another commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Stay tuned for more Call to Reason, Santa Fe's Common Sense Checkpoint, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's news talk leader.
Have you ever played the beautiful Black Mesa Golf Course? We're now giving away the Black Mesa Golf Experience for 4 lucky golfers. A free round for 4 players.
Welcome back to Call to Reason World in Santa Fe. So happy to be here with you. Playing this song in tribute to the big island of Hawaii. And sending our thoughts and prayers out to all those wonderful people whose homes are under siege by an active erupting volcano from Mount Kilauea. Very concerning. A lot of folks homeless now. And it's an island, so it's not like you can just move across the country and start over. This is going to be tough. So we're asking everyone to send well wishes and do whatever you can to support our fellow Americans as they are under siege by a very, very dangerous hurricane. I'm sorry, not a hurricane, volcano. Although it is hurricane season, and my mind is still stuck on Puerto Rico and the fact that we've learned now that the death toll was underestimated by about 7,000 times. Not 60 people, more like 4,600 have lost their lives since Hurricane Maria. So this is the kind of thing that we're talking about when it comes to misinformation and why we have to be so diligent and why citizen action matters and it's so important for us to get in there and do something. 64 degrees right here in Santa Fe. Mostly cloudy. Looks like we've got an 80% chance of rain today here in Santa Fe. So on our way to a high of 72. Going to be 83 tomorrow, 88 on Tuesday, and just keep going up from there. But a beautiful week nonetheless. So we're going to jump right back into it. Listen, we've got some very serious issues happening domestically, but of course there's a lot going on all around the world as well. As we know, President Trump is coming close now. We're getting close to a summit with North Korea, scheduled for June 12th in Singapore. It was an on again, off again. It was an on again, off again meeting schedule, and now the expectations have been lowered significantly by the president. Very significantly. We went from there's no way we're even going to sit down and meet unless the whole peninsula is denuclearized, and now denuclearization may or may not even come up in the conversation. Neither will human rights. They may or may not come up in the conversation with a brutal dictator who brutalizes the human rights of his citizens on a daily basis. And so we'll see how that turns out. The expectations, the White House is now, and the president himself are lowering expectations moment by moment. And a lot of folks, including Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, are a little weary and leery that this could just be another episode of the reality show Corruption Inc., a.k.a. the Trump White House. As we know, it's a 24/7, it's a 24-hour, 7 days a week reality show produced by Roger Stone and broadcast on every network on planet Earth. It's the first time it's ever happened. And is this just another episode and photo op opportunity for the reality show called Corruption Inc., a.k.a. the Trump White House? Mitch McConnell seems to think it may be, and a lot of other folks do as well. A lot of folks are seeing the bamboozling that's going on and are seeing how Trump actually is being played by Kim and how he is playing himself for Kim simply because his ego cannot resist. Without denuclearization, without some sort of major breakthrough, all that would have been accomplished is the United States giving legitimacy to a brutal dictator in the form of a meeting with our president. I mean, that is essentially what's been happening now. We've already got the president talking about we're not going to use a maximum pressure strategy anymore because Kim Jong has learned how to speak nicely to me. So our foreign policy and how we implement our foreign policy is simply based on whether or not the foreign leader on the other side of the table is willing to kiss President Trump's butthole or not. And if they kiss it real good, then he's willing to do whatever they want. And folks around the world are figuring out that our president can be controlled by his ego very easily. It's so transparent that his ego is the source and is the source point of complete control of his mind and his behavior. All Kim had to do was feign humility and stroke Trump's ego just right, and now all of a sudden Trump's ready to throw sanctions out the window, fly 12,000 miles around the world to take a picture with this guy, and basically end the pressure that America should be applying to free up the Korean Peninsula. But instead, we're getting played, and that's what it looks like to me so far. I would love to have our president go do something amazing over there, cut a good deal, show American strength and leadership, denuclearize the peninsula, bring improve peace and security for the whole world. I would love very, very much for him to do that. I would be as proud as any American if he could do that. I'm rooting that he can do that. Because why root against the country? You root against Trump, you're rooting against the country. So I do never root against the President of the United States. I don't care who it is, because I don't root against my country that I love so much. However, I do believe we all need a check me partner. And I do believe that President Trump needs like 50 check me partners. And so I'm willing to speak up, get out, and do something at any given time. And I'm inviting you all to as well. We're going to come back. We're going to take another short break. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about domestic policy. There's some things that are going on, folks, that you just have to know about. And if you don't, it's only because you just caught up in the distraction machine that Roger Stone has got cranking. It's hard to know what was really happening in the country because there's so many distraction stories. Just 24/7 with that. Anyway, we're going to take a short break, and we hope you'll stay with us and come back. If you want to be on the show today, if you want to call in, please do. 505-424-1260. We'll take your call. If you want to be on a future show, if you're running for office or have a nonprofit you'd like to support, please email me. I'm at loveless@santafe.com. Loveless@santafe.com. You're on Call a Reason with Loveless and Beth, America's reality talk radio. We're going to take a short break, and then we will be right back.
Stay tuned for more Call to Reason, Santa Fe's Common Sense Checkpoint, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's news talk leader.
Spanish tapas and wines in downtown Santa Fe. La Boca brings friends together to share plates of unique and delicious modern Spanish cuisine by Chef James Campbell Caruso. La Boca offers an exceptional blend of locally grown foods along with the finest Spanish imports. For 10 years, locals and travelers have gathered at La Boca for tapas, wine, lunch, and dinner. Now with expanded dining rooms, outdoor patio, and a live music tavern.
Visit online at labocasantafe.com.
It's spring. Now's a good time to have your roof checked, especially if it's more than 15 years old. Hi, it's John from Fix My Roof. Get it fixed right the first time. Visit our website and see what our ecstatic customers have to say about our service and our patented 21st century silicone membrane.
Never worry about your roof again. FixMyRoof.com.
Hi, do you need a ride that is more dependable and secure than the local ride-hail services? Hi, I'm Marcos, owner of Santa Fe's newest taxi service, New Mexico Black Car Taxi Service. Some people want a professional driver to handle their logistics, and we drive all black Mercedes vehicles, and the best part is we're offering the Black Car service at the taxi price. Hey, you need a ride to the airport? Starting at $55 one way. Call us today and find us on the web at taxiinsantafe.com. New Mexico Black Car Service, for those people who want a professional driver service at the price of a taxi. New Mexico Black Car Taxi Service. We are at your service.
Is your website out of date? Are you tired of getting ridiculous quotes to build, refresh, or rebuild your website? Find out why more and more businesses are turning to TraxWorks, Santa Fe's low-cost alternative to building your website and helping your search engine rankings move up the ladder to profitability. Google, Bing, and Yahoo are the new yellow pages. If your website is not ranking high in the search engines, you are losing potential customers every day. Schedule a free analysis of your website with TractionWorks SEO. TractionWorksSEO.com, gaining traction one click at a time.
Hey Santa Fe, it's Kim Shanahan, host of Green Building and Sustainable Development, the weekly show featuring in-depth one-on-one interviews on subjects that touch the local home building and development communities. We're excited to be back on KTRC, the powerful voice of 1260 AM, where we began our show over 8 years ago. Every Sunday morning at 11, right after Meet the Press and just before All Things Real Estate, you'll meet and hear your neighbors talk about issues and events important to all of us. So tune in to Green Building and Sustainable Development, Sunday mornings at 11 on KTRC, Santa Fe's news talk leader.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. My name is Harvey Lauer, and I'm 82. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My folks got me a little radio in 1940, and that was the best Christmas present I ever got. When I was 11 years old is when I started to play music, play the piano, and then the accordion, and then the cello. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
The land is the foundation of the New Mexico experience. The New Mexico Land Conservancy is a statewide nonprofit land trust dedicated to ensuring that New Mexico remains the land of enchantment by working to preserve the state's unique and diverse land heritage. They partner with others who share the same passion and vision to preserve our resources for the benefit and enjoyment of future generations of New Mexicans. For more information about how you can help, go to nmlandconservancy.org. The land is the foundation of the New Mexico experience. The New Mexico Land Conservancy is a statewide nonprofit land trust dedicated to ensuring that New Mexico remains the land of enchantment by working to preserve the state's unique and diverse land heritage. They partner with others who share the same passion and vision to preserve our resources for the benefit and enjoyment of future generations of New Mexicans. For more information about how you can help, go to nmlandconservancy.org.
Now back to Call to Reason, your dose of common sense and reality radio, with your host, Loveless Johnson III, on KTRC, Santa Fe's news talk leader.
Welcome back to Call to Reason, everyone. You were here with host Loveless Johnson III. My co-host Beth is not with us today. She's on vacation, and our common sense conservatives are also on vacation. So it's just me today and you. Great day for you to call in to 505-424-1260 and be a part of the conversation. You can also send me an email if you have a topic you want me to discuss later, you want to be on the show. You can reach out to us, loveless@santafe.com, loveless@santafe.com, and we'll work with you to get you on. Let's just jump right back into where we were. Folks, I want to, there's so much news. I mean, on the domestic front, on the foreign front, we know that there's just too much going on. But I'm going to now try to focus us on some of the stories that we normally don't get a chance to we normally don't get a chance to hear about. There's a lot going on with this Russia investigation. And it's kind of gotten a little quieter. Mueller is being a little bit more deliberate now, and it's not quite as sensational as it has been. Yet we are finding out more and more stuff that really is damning and damaging, not only to the Trump administration, but the former Trump campaign. It's looking more and more like corruption that is unprecedented. Now we've come to find out today, after many, many months of denials, many months, many different versions of the story of what happened, we finally find out that the president did indeed dictate the statement on the Trump Tower meeting, contradicting past denials. Says here in a confidential letter to special counsel Robert Mueller in January, President Donald Trump's legal team acknowledged for the first time that Trump dictated the first misleading statement put out about his son's controversial 2016 meeting with Russians at Trump Tower. So I guess what I'm saying is, folks, if indeed this is collusion or no collusion, okay? If indeed this is no collusion, and if there is nothing to hide, if nothing went down with Trump and the Russians or the Trump team and the Russians, why do they keep changing the story? Why do we keep finding out more and more information that was not, transparent before? Why do they keep characterizing it as a witch hunt and saying that it's just a political witch hunt, when all this real evidence of corruption and illegal activity keeps popping up? Why, if there was never a meeting about Hillary Clinton with Donald Trump Jr. and some Russians, why would you need to issue a statement about it at all? If that meeting had no real substance, why would Donald Trump need to get involved in crafting a statement about it? Why would he deny that he had been involved in crafting a statement about it? And again, folks, let me remind everyone what's really happening here. In the context of this Mueller investigation, we find out about things like it's now June the 3rd, okay? We find out over the weekend, June 1st, that Trump indeed dictated the statement about his son's meeting with the Russians at Trump Tower to get dirt on Hillary Clinton. Now, I realize that maybe sound like a petty thing, but here's the most interesting part about it. The most interesting part about it is that Mueller has known about it since January. We're just finding out about it in June. Mueller's known about it since January. So that begs the question in my mind, at least, what else does Mueller know that could represent bombshell proportion revelations. What other stuff like this? Like, because I consider this one to be kind of a bombshell. And you know, here's all these various, you know, there's all this PR. If Donald Trump did nothing, then why on earth is Rudy Giuliani running all over everywhere, trying to claim that the investigation is illegitimate? How on earth? How on earth? That's all I can say about it, folks. We're going to take a break, though. It's time for the top of the news hour here shortly. And we're going to take that break. But when we come back after the top of the hour news break, we're going to break down a lot more about what's been happening with the Mueller investigation. We're going to talk about outgoing Governor Eric Greitens. We're going to talk about Roseanne and Samantha Bee. Very, 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 very interesting day to talk about it. And a lot to talk about indeed. So y'all stay tuned with us right here on Call to Reason. I'm your host, Loveless. You're on Talk 1260 KTRC, Santa Fe's news talk leader. In fact, we are Talk 1260 and 1037. And we are going to take our short news break, and we will be right back.
What we're living in, let me tell ya. Well, it's a world that a man can eat at all. When things are big, that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us? And I'm giving all my love to this world, only to be told I can see, I can breathe, no, not where we'll be. And nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. For the worst, see, wow, it's a crazy world we're living in, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin is all we have to give these futures made of virtual insanity. Now always seem to be governed by this love we have for useless twisting of that new technology. Oh, now there is no sound. But we all live underground, and I'm thinking what a mess we're in.
You're listening to Talk 1260 KTRC AM at 1037 K279 CX FM Santa Fe and streaming live at santafe.com.
Trump can pardon himself. Stunning breast cancer study.
great time doing her thing in Spain. I, for one, am a little jealous, but very happy for my friend as well. So we hope she has a great time. Welcome back here at our Santa Fe studios, everyone. Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC. Here in the studios of Hutton Broadcasting. 65 degrees here in Santa Fe. On our way to a high of 72 today, but with a 90% chance of rain. So get your umbrellas out, folks, and get ready. Your flowers and your gardens are going to love it. So getting right back into the issues of this week, folks, we've got just a bunch of crap going on. And it's hard to even know, what to focus on, because there's so many squirrels flying around, keeping us distracted from what's really happening, like the fact that it's been revealed that Hurricane Maria did a lot more damage to human life in Puerto Rico. Listen, there was a report that the original death toll was reported to be roughly 68 people, I think they're saying. The original projections were 68 people. Yeah, and now they're saying that there could be 4,000 plus people. And so we're talking about like a 7,000% increase over original projections. And it's just ridiculous, folks, how these folks in Puerto Rico, American citizens, are being treated. And the government, the Trump administration, has been grossly underestimating what's happening. How do you go from 64, that's the government's official tally, Donald Trump's official tally is 64 dead. But now there's a new study out by a group of independent researchers from Harvard, the T.H. Chan School of Public Health, and other institutions have gotten together. And in an article published in the New England Journal of Medicine, they are estimating that roughly 4,600 people died, many of them from delayed medical care. So this is in reality what we've been dealing with. What we've been dealing with Puerto Rico. And these are the kinds of things, again, that have been set up by this Trump administration to continue to divide and create chaos among Americans. How can one not be concerned when you hear a number that 64 died Americans in a hurricane, and then all of a sudden you hear that 4,600 Americans lost their lives, mostly as a result of government inaction and poor health care follow-up following the hurricane. So I think there's a lot we need to be looking at. There are a number of members of Congress who are starting to speak up and speak out, and we encourage that all Americans do the same thing. This is completely unacceptable for American citizens from our government, and we can no longer afford to allow that to happen. It's just not good for the country. It's not good for the people in it, and it's not good for our ability to continue to set a proper example for the world as the United States of America. Not a good thing at all. I want to move back to foreign policy for a second, if you will, before this next commercial break, to say that the president has lost his mind. He has confirmed that he is moving forward with tariffs on European countries and Canada and Mexico. And the Canadian Prime Minister, I'm just going to play a quick clip so you can hear what he says about this new move by Donald Trump. This is from the Prime Minister of Canada, who apparently does not appreciate these new tariffs. Let's hear what he had to say.
Thank you for joining us. Today, we find ourselves the target of punitive tariffs on Canadian aluminum and steel under pretext of a 232 national security provision. Let me be clear. These tariffs are totally unacceptable. For 150 years, Canada has been the United States' most steadfast ally. The numbers are clear. The United States has a $2 billion surplus in steel trade with Canada. And Canada buys more American steel than any other country in the world. Indeed, we account for half of U.S. exports, U.S. steel exports. Canada is a secure supplier of aluminum and steel to the U.S. defense industry, putting aluminum in American planes and steel in American tanks. That Canada could be considered a national security threat to the United States is inconceivable.
Inconceivable is right. How in the world, given the hundreds, literal thousands of soldiers they've sent into harm's way to support American military agendas throughout history, the fact that they have played such a pivotal role in providing raw materials that have been instrumental in building our own military might. Canada has been nothing but a dear friend and supporter. I mean, forever. And now, in order to push through this stupid tariff idea, the president had to designate Canada and Mexico as national security threats. Folks, let's just wrap your brain around it. How in the world can Canada be a national security threat to America? This is the kind of foolishness that is governing our country right now, and quite frankly, making us as a nation look really, really, really idiotic. They really do, folks. And, just not cool. Right? Just not cool. So, anyway, we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, I'm going to start getting geared up to tell somebody who deserves it to sit your ass down. I'm also going to introduce a couple of new subjects this week. We're going to have our Red Pill reality check. Yes, Beth and I are indeed Team Red Pill. Our job is to get you out of the matrix of delusion in the me or you world they're trying to force you into, and keep you in touch with reality in this me and you world in which we actually live. You're on Call to Reason with the host Loveless Johnson III. You're on Talk 1260, 1037 KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader. It's 9:17, and we will be right back.
Stay tuned for more Call to Reason, Santa Fe's Common Sense Checkpoint, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
Hey, Santa Fe Uber and Lyft drivers. Want to make extra cash? Join the Fetch.Delivery team and earn extra income. Go to Fetch.Delivery, fill out the driver form, and improve your hustle. That's Fetch.Delivery.
Nothing says summer in Santa Fe like a green chili cheeseburger and an icy cold frozen margarita. This is George Gundry, owner of the Etrisco Cafe and Bar located in DeVargas Center, inviting you to stop by and sample our truly authentic New Mexican cuisine. People are passionate about our burgers because they are made with the finest local free-range beef, Hatch green chili, and served with house-cut French fries made from scratch daily. The Etrisco Cafe and Bar in DeVargas Center. Lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Weekend breakfast Saturdays and Sundays.
Wow, this place is like a museum. I can't believe the diversity of your inventory. I love coming in here. This place is huge. Hi, Stephen Etry of Stevens, a consignment gallery. These are just a few of the comments that we at Stevens have heard from our customers. So, whether you're selling or buying, Stevens is the choice for those in the know. For over 35 years, Stevens has been delivering to our customers quality, value, knowledge, integrity, and just plain fun. Stevens, a consignment gallery, 2701 Sirius Road, open daily, 10 to 6. StevensConsignments.com.
Helping our customers find just the right clothing and accessory is my favorite part of working at Get It Together. We're excited to show you fashion from American, Canadian, and European designers, and some of our favorite labels include Comfy, Cut Loose, NYDJ, Planet, and Simply, just to name a few. Come visit us at our new location, 328 South Guadalupe Street, just 200 feet from the old space.
Get It Together. Modern, comfortable women's clothing.
In 2018, the Academy for the Love of Learning is celebrating its 20th anniversary. Join us at our campus in Seton Village for special events throughout the year as we reflect on the impact of our mission over 20 years and celebrate our next phase of engaging learning and activating change. Visit our website for a frequently updated list of our workshops and special events at aloveoflearning.org or call 995-1860 for more information.
For your best election night coverage on Tuesday night at 7 p.m., it's Talk 1260 and 1037 KTRC with the primary races for governor and state land commissioner topping the ballot and state representative districts in play, as well as judgeships, sheriff, and commissioner seats being contested. It promises to be a night of political tension with all of the numbers and commentary. Keep it on Talk 1260 and 1037 KTRC and streaming at SantaFe.com. Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
Hi, Deborah Fritz here. I would like to invite you to my new project in the Santa Fe Rail Yard. Friday, June 8th, the grand opening of Gallery Fritz, a dynamic new contemporary art space. Join us for performance, drinks, and DJ Jan as we christen my new 5,000 square foot space on the corner of Guadalupe and Paseo de Peralta. I look forward to welcoming you to my new gallery, Gallery Fritz, on June 8th.
Now back to Call to Reason, your dose of common sense and reality radio, with your host, Loveless Johnson III, on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
Welcome back to Call to Reason, everyone, with host Loveless Johnson III. We're missing our co-host Beth this week because she's on vacation in Spain. Aren't you jealous? I know I am. Beautiful Sunday morning here, although we're very cloudy, looking for 90% chance of rain. It is a beautiful 66 degrees in Santa Fe, and we are going to get some rain today, and I'm excited about that because Lord knows we need it. Listen, let's jump right back into these issues that we are concerned about. as we've said, this whole thing with the trade wars escalating is not going to be good for the United States. And there are just some things that the president is doing that are just making me scratch my head. And they do a lot of things that make me scratch my head, including the fact that recently, I'm going to jump back to this whole lying thing. Trump is escalating. He's escalating his lie campaign to proportions that have never been seen before. In just one speech recently, in Nashville, Donald Trump said 35 things that were not true in one single speech. This is not cool. This is not cool. On top of the fact, we're learning that he's pressured Attorney General Sessions multiple times, on multiple occasions now, to overturn him recusing himself from the Russian investigation. As we know, as soon as James Comey was fired, and even before that, the Attorney General recused himself from any investigations due to potential conflicts of interest. And it's according to CNN, the president's repeated attempts to pressure Sessions followed an initial request from Trump in March 2017 asking the Attorney General to reverse his recusal while at Mar-a-Lago. That was first reported in the New York Times. And now the Times is reporting that special counsel Robert Mueller is investigating that request. Although Trump's lawyers are now claiming that there's no way, as the top law enforcement officer in the country, which they're saying Trump is, he has the ability to oversee any investigation. I have no idea how he thinks that he can oversee an investigation into himself and therefore not be guilty of obstructing justice. So it's going to be interesting to see how it comes out. Trump's actually saying now that he wishes he had hired someone else. He wishes he had picked a different attorney general. He's saying Sessions' recusal is a terrible mistake for the country. But I don't know how Jeff Sessions is going to respond. He is the attorney general. He does not have to resign. The president could just demand his resignation or just say he's fired. He does serve at the pleasure of the president. But when you've got your boss saying publicly that he wished he had gone in a different direction and picked someone else, most people with any self-respect would simply just resign and say, okay, well, if you want someone else that bad, you should do so. And that is a dangerous, it's, folks, I don't know what else to say. This one has me bamboozled. And I'm here looking at headlines, and I see now Rudy Giuliani is claiming on Sunday morning TV shows that the president can probably pardon himself. This is what this public relations campaign that Rudy Giuliani is on. We all thought it was shocking when he first came out and said some things that appeared to be grossly inaccurate and, real propagandistic propaganda, just straight propaganda. And we thought that that would get him in trouble with the White House and that he would be quickly whisked out due to his errors and his missteps and bumbling words. Folks, it turns out this is actually their strategy. Their strategy is for Rudy Giuliani to run all over media everywhere and claim so loudly that Robert Mueller investigation is illegitimate and Mueller is illegitimate and nothing about it is legitimate And the president has the. Why is Rudy Giuliani saying the president probably has the power to pardon himself if this is a witch hunt with no substance and there is no reason to investigate anything because no criminal activity has taken place because this is a political witch hunt? If this were a political witch hunt in which there was no substance to follow and this was simply done for political reasons, why on earth is Rudy Giuliani talking about the president can probably pardon himself? Folks, you only get pardoned from crimes. Criminal offenses get pardons. Is Rudy Giuliani saying surreptitiously that the president and his people, particularly the president, is guilty of crimes that are going to need to be pardoned? Is that what he's saying? Because that's what it sounds like he's saying. I'm gonna take a short break and I'm gonna do a little research and see if I can find a clip so we can hear what exactly Rudy Giuliani is thinking. And now Rudy Giuliani is telling Mueller to end the probe by September. And again, that's political. That's all obstruction of justice. We want to solve our politics. We want to solve our politics. So in order for us to win the election, can you please end the investigation conveniently by September? Or I'm going to continue to say that your investigation is illegitimate, even though a Trump appointee put the whole thing together. Even though a Trump appointee is the reason why this investigation is going on. Someone that Trump appointed seems to think that, it's a good idea. Anyway, let's see what old Rudy had to say, because this is hilarious, folks.
He's not, but he probably does. And he has no intention of pardoning.
Saying on this letter, you talked about Rudy Giuliani. He also just said moments ago that he agrees that the president probably does have the power to pardon himself, though he added that he doesn't think the president will do that.
Do you and the president's attorneys believe the president has the power to pardon himself?
He's not, but he probably does. He has no intention of pardoning himself.
What's your take?
I think it would be outrageous for a sitting president of the United States to. I think if the president decided that he was going to pardon himself, I think that's almost self-executing impeachment. Whether or not.
And I could not agree more. It would be absolute self-executing impeachment. But nothing would surprise me about this president at all. So, folks, we're going to take a short break once again. And when we come back, I am going to tell someone who deserves it to sit your ass down. Because it is about time for them to do that. Y'all stay tuned to Call the Reason. You're right here on Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader. And we'll be right back.
Ruined your blind tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show. I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toasted you and said, honey.
Stay tuned for more Call to Reason, Santa Fe's Common Sense Checkpoint, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
Discover the thrill of winning with the Santa Clara Hotel Casino Alfa Romeo giveaway on June 15th and 16th. Win your share of over $317,000 in cash and prizes, including 2 2018 Alfa Romeos. Play to win. Earn entries for every 50 points earned now through June 17th. Make sure to visit Santa Clara Hotel Casino every Monday for 5 for 5 beginning at 8 a.m. The first 5 same-day points earned will give you $5 in slot play. Winning Wednesdays has never been hotter. It's easy and simple. The first 15 same-day points earned will give you $30 in slot play. Visit the Players Club for more promotion details and be sure to visit the casino floor to see both 2018 Alfa Romeos for yourself. Ride off in style and your chance to win big. From table games to slot jackpots to fine dining and family fun, discover all we are at the Santa Clara Hotel Casino. For more information, visit santaclara.com.
Centipedes in New Mexico are no small matter. Nip them in the bud before they scare the stuffings out of you. I'm Chuck, owner of New Mexico Pest Control, and ant season is also right around the corner. We'll help you make a plan to protect your home. Let New Mexico Pest Control do a complete inspection to keep your home pest-free this season. Find us online and call today, NewMexicoPestControl.com. And remember, at New Mexico Pest Control, the bug stops here.
Hi, this is Richard East. Please join us for live afternoon talk radio, weekdays 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. here on Santa Fe's News Talk Leader. On Monday, we'll preview the primary election coming up on Tuesday. Also visit with Simon Brackley, CEO of the Santa Fe Chamber of Commerce, and give you all the latest local, statewide, and political news. It's the Richard East Show, Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. here on Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC, and we stream live at SantaFe.com.
Is your home ready for the summer? Do you have ugly green and black stains on your home? Spray and Forget, the original no-rinse exterior cleaner, eliminates these ugly stains caused by mold, mildew, and algae. Spray and Forget brilliantly cleans roofs, decks, siding, fencing, walkways, driveways, outdoor furniture, and more. Remove stains up to 50% faster than competing no-rinse cleaners. Make your home and outdoor living spaces brilliant again. Look for the yellow label at participating Ace, Home Depot, True Value, and Do It Best stores.
You are a hero. You may not tangle with mad scientists, but a family road trip can be a battle royale.
Lance is hitting me!
Luckily, you have a Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. It has 84 mpge, and you can go 33 miles without gas. Ladders notwithstanding. Get a great deal at the Chrysler Incredible Sales Event.
EPA estimated miles per gallon of gasoline equivalent. EPA estimate with fully charged battery. Actual mileage may vary. Chrysler is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Hi folks, it's Shiloh from Old Wood. At Old Wood, we produce floors that compete with the best that the world has to offer. Unlike the cheaply made laminates from China and Latvia, our wood is real and it will literally last for decades. We have a wide range of species, colors, and finish options to choose from, so you'll be sure to find the perfect fit for your home or business. Our beautiful, solid, wide plank floors are crafted with experience and care, and our popular end grain flooring is some of the hardest in the world. Whether you're looking for something classic or contemporary, we've got the floor for you. At Old Wood, we're committed to improving our forests and landscapes, and most of the wood from our floors comes from truly sustainable forestry projects and fire prevention efforts around the West. Please visit our showroom in the Luna Center at 505 Cerrillos Road, or come take a tour of our modern production facility just up the road in Las Vegas. You can also check us out online at oldwood.us. That's oldwood.us. We're local, we're affordable, and we'd love to make a floor that your family can live on for generations.
Now back to Call to Reason, your dose of common sense and reality radio, with your host, Loveless Johnson III, on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk Leader.
One time. Yeah. Yo, all I need is one mic, one beat, one stage, one front, my face on the front page. Only if I had one girl and one crib, one God to show me how to do things his son did. Pure, like a cup of virgin blood, mixed with 151, one sip will make a flip. Writing names on my plotting, mad balance, who I'm gonna this hood politics, acknowledge it. Leave bodies up in garbages. Seeds watch us grow up and try to follow us. Police watch us roll up and try knocking us. One knee I duck, could it be my time is up? With my luck I got up. The cops again, bus stop glass bursts. A fiend drops his Heineken, ricocheting between the spots that I'm hiding in. Blacking out, I step back, getting hit. This is my hood, I'm a rap to the death of it. To everybody, come on, little this grown hood rats. Don't abortion your wound. We need more warriors soon. Sent from the stars, sun and the moon. And it's like a police chasing street sweepers and coppers. Kids with no conscience, leaving victims with doctors. If you really think you're ready to die, with doubt, this is what Nas is about. The time is now. All I need is one mic. All I need is one mic.
That's right, everybody. Welcome back to Call the Reason with your host, Loveless Johnson III. And all I need is one mic. And I'm going to let them know that a justice warrior, a fighter for freedom is in the building. All I need is one mic to tell my next subject, who really, really, really deserves it, to sit your ass down. Oh my goodness, everybody. I am so excited to share this particular episode with you. This is getting to be ridiculous. And as we pull ourselves into this Sunday morning, and a lot of folks are headed off to their houses of worship, here in the 63-degree morning, temperature's going down because it's about to rain, everybody. As folks are headed to their houses of worship to worship their God in a sincere and honest way, there are people like mega pastor from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Jesse Duplantis, who claims that he needs $54 million for a new Falcon 7X private jet. Let me let you hear what Jesse. Let me give you a little taste of this sales pitch from Jesse Duplantis.
We're believing God for a brand new Falcon 7X so we can go anywhere in the world one stop.
This is a guy with 3 private planes already, everybody.
Now people say, my Lord, can't you go with this one? Yes, but I can't go at one stop. And you see, if I can do it with one stop, I can fly it for a lot cheaper because I have my own fuel farm. And that's what's a blessing of the Lord.
Now, can you believe this fella? He says,
I want you to believe me for a Falcon 7X. So I said, okay. But the first thing I thought of was how I'm going to pay for it. And then that great statement that he told me in 1978 flooded into my mind and said, Jesse, I didn't ask you to pay for it. I asked you to believe for it.
Now listen, folks, I believe that I'm a trillionaire, but I don't have the gall to ask y'all to send me $200 a piece until I get $1 trillion. That's not what Jesus would do. Jesus could care less. God could care less about anyone having a $54 million single possession, given that God and all the words that Jesus used and all the things he did with his life was all about helping the poor, supporting the least of these, creating balance in community by inspiring charitable, supportive hearts in a me and you world. Nowhere in the scripture does it say your faith should lust after material items. How can you be a person of God who has instructed his people to support each other, to support the least of these, to end poverty, to end hunger, to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked, to shelter the homeless? Do you know how many people $54 million would feed? Do you know how many houses $54 million can build? Do you know how many crops can be planted with $54 million, ladies and gentlemen? Why does some jackleg prosperity preacher, some tool of the Jesus industrial complex, get $54 million of your hard-earned dollars for one jet so he can simply fly nonstop anywhere in the world? Where in the world is he in such a rush to get to? And what is he planning on doing when he gets there? Folks, this has got to stop. So to Jesse Duplantis, you crooked SOB, you man of Satan, not even remotely associated with Jesus Christ or anything that Christ ever did or the real Christian faith, for simply being another tool and puppet and manipulating propagandist of the Jesus industrial complex, I'm telling you to sit your ass down. Nobody gonna give you no $54 million for a plane, you idiot. Sit your Jesus industrial complex ass down. And stop misusing the name of Jesus, which, by the way, was concocted at the Council of Nicaea. Hate to say it, folks, but it's more than likely Jesus Christ is a fiction of all our imaginations, concocted at the Council of Nicaea, commissioned by the Pope to consolidate faith under the wing of the Catholic Church. That's what they say, but what I say is Jesse Duplantis and your $54 million Falcon 7S request, sit your ass down, man. Are you crazy? Poverty, people, poor folks in America are going from poor to destitute at record rates, and we should give you $54 million so you can fly nonstop to your hookers around the world? No, sir. I don't think so. And if you give them a nickel, you're an idiot, and you need to sit your ass down too. That's real. I'm going to take my final break for the day, folks, and when I come back, we're going to have a red pill reality check here on Call to Reason, and we're going to point out something that propaganda is winning on, but we're going to bring the actual fact to you when we get back on the other side of the break. The one thing I can tell y'all not to do is believe the hype. Definitely want you to get out here and get active. Definitely want you to get in front of your city council and county commission and tell them to enact a law that provides punitive punishment for anyone calling the police just to harass a fellow citizen out of racism. Stiff punitive penalties are the only way to nip it in the bud. And I'm going to start by leading the way right here in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and going to city council this Wednesday. I'll be at county commission at their next meeting, and I'll be demanding implementation of laws and ordinances that eliminate and severely punish and fine and make the people who should be paying pay the price for their racism instead of having us as a community have to pay that price. Y'all stay tuned. You're on Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC. Santa Fe's News Talk Leader is 9:45 a.m. and I will be right back.
Don't believe the hype.
Yes, was the start of my last jam, so here it is again, another death jam. But since I gave you all a little something that I knew you lacked, they still consider me a new jack. All the critics you can hang on my hold the rope, but they hope to the Pope and pray it ain't dope. The follower of Farrakhan, don't tell me that you understand until you hear the man. Don't book up the new school rap game, writers treat me like Coltrane, insane. Yes to them, but to me, I'm a different kind. We're brothers of the same mind, unblind, caught in the middle and not surrendering. I don't rhyme for the sake of riddling, so claiming that I'm a smuggler. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar, false media. We don't need it, do we?
It's fake, that's what it be to you, dig me? Yo, Terminator X, step up on the stand and show these people what time it is, boy. Don't believe the hype.
Stay tuned for more Call to Reason, Santa Fe's Common Sense Checkpoint, here on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk Leader.
Hi, Deborah Fritz here. I would like to invite you to my new project in the Santa Fe Rail Yard, Friday, June 8th, the grand opening of Gallery Fritz, a dynamic new contemporary art space. Join us for performance, drinks, and DJ Jan as we christen my new 5,000 square foot space on the corner of Guadalupe and Paseo de Peralta. I look forward to welcoming you to my new gallery, Gallery Fritz, on June 8th.
Hi, this is Jim again with Santa Fe RV, inviting you to bring your RV in so we can get it ready for the upcoming camping season. We are blessed to have a competent and friendly parts and service staff ready to perform any service you need.
Hello, Dan again with Santa Fe RV, inviting you to the dealership to check out our new Teardrops, A-Liners, and Falcons. We also have some blowout prices on some larger travel trailers. We are at the corner of Agua Fria and South Meadows, or visit our website at SantaFeRV.com. We look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Spanish tapas and wines in downtown Santa Fe. La Boca brings friends together to share plates of unique and delicious modern Spanish cuisine by Chef James Campbell Caruso. La Boca offers an exceptional blend of locally grown foods along with the finest Spanish imports. For 10 years, locals and travelers have gathered at La Boca for tapas, wine, lunch, and dinner. Now with expanded dining rooms, outdoor patio, and a live music tavern.
Visit online at labocasantafe.com.
How do we price a diamond? Here at Premier Precious Metals, we look at the 4 C's before we make an offer on your loose or set diamonds. Carat, cut, clarity, and color. The carat is the weight or size, the cut is the proportions, the clarity is how clean a diamond is from mineral inclusions, and the color is just that. Is your diamond white, yellow, brown, or fancy? Bring your diamond or fine jewelry in today and discover the value of your treasure at Premier Precious Metals, Santa Fe's Coin Shop, 855 Cerrillos Road at the Coins Donut sign.
For your best election night coverage on Tuesday night at 7 p.m., it's Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC with the primary races for governor and state land commissioner topping the ballot and state representative districts in play, as well as judgeships, sheriff, and commissioner seats being contested. It promises to be a night of political tension with all of the numbers and commentary. Keep it on Talk 1260 and 103.7 KTRC and streaming at SantaFe.com. Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. My name is Harvey Lauer, and I'm 82. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My folks got me a little radio in 1940, and that was the best Christmas present I ever got. When I was 11 years old is when I started to play music, play the piano, and then the accordion, and then the cello. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Picture streams in our community. That's where our kids play, and dogs splash. And some of these streams provide the water we drink. But is the water in these streams clean and safe? The truth is, for most local streams, no one knows. That's a problem. One the Isaac Walton League can help you solve with the Clean Water Challenge. For almost 50 years, the Isaac Walton League of America has helped people just like you test the water in local streams, clean up pollution, and protect healthy waters. Today, the Isaac Walton League has an ambitious new goal: engage volunteers across the country to test 100,000 more streams for pollution. You can protect clean water in our community by joining the Clean Water Challenge. To get involved, visit IWLA.org. That's IWLA.org.
Now back to Call to Reason, your dose of common sense and reality radio, with your host, Loveless Johnson III, on KTRC, Santa Fe's News Talk leader.
Dream of a land my soul is from. I hear a hand stroke on the drum. Shades of delight, cold, cold view. Rich as the night, Afro blue.
Welcome back to Call to Reason. You're right here with host Loveless Johnson III. Co-host Beth Cope is in Spain having a good time So we're winging it alone today, but we'll have her and our common sense conservative, James Gagliano, back with us next week. Meet the Press is coming up next at the top of the hour, so we hope you'll stay tuned for that. Folks, we've got, we'll be doing our podcast this week, Call to Reason's CTR on the Side. With me and Beth, we break down issues that happen day to day throughout the week to make sure that you stay abreast of what's going on around the country and the world. I want to take this moment on the way out to remind everyone, if you want to stay in touch with us throughout the week on social media, you can do that by finding us on Facebook. We have a group and a page. Our group is Call to Reason Reality Talk Radio. Our page is simply Call to Reason, and that's call the number 2 reason if you want to look it up that way. On Twitter, we have a unique handle, Loveless in Beth. Loveless, the letter N, Beth. Loveless in Beth at Twitter. On Instagram, we're simply Call to Reason. Y'all find us, follow us, share us, interact with us, say hi, and we will too. We look forward to seeing you again next week, and again always, every week from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. here in Santa Fe. That's 10 a.m. to noon on the East Coast, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the Central Time Zone, and of course 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the West Coast. We're Called to Reason, and we are Team Red Pill. Simply here to get you out of this alternate reality and delusion that the corrupt ones are seeking to force all of us into. On the way out, folks, I just learned, reading a new hot headline from CNN, that Roseanne was canceled a few days ago. Roseanne Barr, following her, racist remarks about Valerie Jarrett, calling her, a cross between Planet of the Apes and some other disgusting thing, and not even realizing the head of ABC Entertainment. ABC Television is a black woman right now. So I don't know how Roseanne thought she was going to call a black woman an ape, basically, and expect that the black woman who she works for would not take offense to that. It's a strange world we're living in, everyone. I keep telling y'all, it's upside down. The world is upside down. America is upside down right now. But, of course, because money is king, Roseanne, which canceled the show a few days ago, is already talking about a way to bring back a version of the show without Roseanne. They're saying the idea is enticing to them because a reboot could help keep many of the Roseanne cast and crew members employed. Many people, of course, folks, have bemoaned the fact that more than 200 people lost their jobs when the sitcom was canceled on Tuesday due to one person, Roseanne Barr's, racist Twitter rant. This is what happens, folks. 200 people who were innocent and had nothing to do with Roseanne's racism have lost their jobs because she's an idiot. And now ABC's trying to figure out a way to reboot the show yet again, simply without Roseanne. And maybe they'll just call it Dan. Instead of Roseanne, they'll call it Dan. Since apparently John Goodman hasn't revealed anything racist yet. But folks, there's also a big, cry foul for hypocrisy, saying that Samantha Bee, who called first daughter Ivanka Trump a feckless "see you next Tuesday," and everyone's saying, well, why didn't she get fired? Why didn't she get run out of town on a rail like Roseanne? Well, because it wasn't really a racist remark. There are people defending it. I personally think that kind of name calling, that kind of public display of ignorance and hatefulness should not be acceptable on any side. No, Samantha, if Roseanne has to be fired, Samantha Bee should have been fired as well. In my humble opinion, we cannot allow our culture, everyone, to continue to be denigrated and driven downward. our culture is disintegrating into low-class chaos, and we have a president of the United States that's leading the way in doing that. But we as a people have to resist it, folks. We've got to stop all this guttural, low-class, uncivilized, hateful behavior with each other. We simply must stop. So Samantha Bee made an apology that I thought was nice. And the fact that she was telling the truth about Ivanka Trump, it almost makes it regrettable that that's kind of beside the point. Because she wasn't saying anything that wasn't true. And the Trump family needs to be checked big time. These people are ripping our country off at pace in ways that you had no idea, folks. Anyway, next week we're going to talk a lot more about it. Beth and I will be together again next Sunday. We'll also be together on our podcast throughout the week, Call to Reason's CTR on the Side. And we are going to have a great time with you on both accounts. So we hope that you will return to be with us next week and throughout the week right here on Call to Reason. It's time for us to go. Meet the Press is coming up next. Y'all stay tuned for that. And if it is Sunday, 8 to 10 a.m., it's Call to Reason with Loveless and Beth, and we will be happy to see you then. Till next week, everybody, we love you. Hit the share button. Y'all stay up, stay woke. We'll see you next week.
The answer is horrible. Our morals are out of place. I got a lot full of sorrow. And so tomorrow coming later than usual. Waiting on someone to pity us. While we find the beauty in the hideous. They say money's the root of all evil, but I can't tell, you know what I mean? Pesos, franc gems, cowrie shells, dollar bills. Or is it the mind state that's ill? Creating crime rates to fill the new prisons they build. Over money and religion, there's more blood that spills. The wounds of slaves and cotton fields that never heal. What's the deal? A lot of cats who buy records are straight broke. But my language universal, they be reciting my quotes. While R&B singers hit bad notes. We rock the boat of thought that my man Lewis statements just provoke. Caught up in conversations of our personal worth. Brought up through endangered species status on the planet Earth. Survival tactics means busting gaps to prove you hard. Your firearms are too short.
You're listening to Talk 1260 KTRC AM at 1037 K279 CX FM Santa Fe and streaming live at santafe.com.
This Sunday, President Trump's extraordinary legal strategy. His lawyers argue that a president cannot obstruct justice, can pardon who he wants, perhaps even himself, and can end any federal investigation if he chooses to. Mr. Trump claims this investigation is illegitimate.
It's a witch hunt. That's all it is. There was no collusion with Russia.
And his biggest defender has been Rudy Giuliani.
They had spies in the Trump camp. This investigation never should have taken place in the first place. There was no collusion with the Russians.
In a moment, I'll ask Giuliani about that legal strategy, the circumstances surrounding the firing of FBI Director James Comey, and whether the president ever plans to sit down with Robert Mueller. Rudy Giuliani, my guest this morning on Meet the Press. Plus, trade war. The U.S. announces steel and aluminum tariffs against Europe, Mexico, and Canada. The Allies strike back, and President Trump calls out Canada's Justin Trudeau by name.
The idea that we are somehow a national security threat to the United States is quite frankly insulting and unacceptable.
This morning, my exclusive sit-down with the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau. And the culture wars. Roseanne Barr, Samantha Bee, and the debate over whether liberals and conservatives are treated differently when they cross the line. Joining me for insight and analysis are Wall Street Journal columnist Peggy Noonan, NBC News correspondent Katie Tur, Rich Lowry, editor of National Review, and Joshua Johnson, host of 1A on NPR. Welcome to Sunday. It's Meet the Press.
From NBC News in Washington, the longest-running show in television history. This is Meet the Press with Chuck Todd.
Good Sunday morning. We have two big interviews lined up today, and we're going to get to them very quickly. Since becoming his lawyer, Rudy Giuliani has been a tireless defender of President Trump. This morning, I'm going to ask Mr. Giuliani about the president's extraordinary and perhaps novel legal strategy that argues that the president's powers are essentially unlimited. It recalls President Nixon's infamous claim from the Frost-Nixon interviews that, quote, when the president does it, that means that it is not illegal. So, does this mean that no matter the president's motive for firing FBI Director James Comey, it was legal? And does this mean President Trump will never sit down with special counsel Robert Mueller under any circumstance? I also had an exclusive sit-down with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada after he responded to U.S. tariffs on steel and aluminum with tariffs of his own. You're going to hear his thoughts on what he believes a trade war between neighboring allies